People have often said that there is no way to put a Devizes bypass road in, but clearly this isn't correct, as there was a bypass road and it's here, but unfortunately it's all been developed with houses next to it and it never got extended out far enough along this way and along here to make it viable, because this part gets blocked up at peak times of day. So what should happen is it should come out across the countryside here and should rejoin the 361 here. So that would be very simple, to just put a road which joins across there and around here, and that would reconnect the first part of the bypass road, which comes out here and takes you to Pewsey. So that would be the first thing to alleviate problems, and I see absolutely no problem at all with going through flat fields here, which are not waterlogged, no problem at all. Now the other one, which is the highly controversial one and seems to be just absolutely not allowed to be spoken about because the obviousness of it is quite plain, but the resistance probably comes from people who do not want roads, or people who know rich people that live down in this posh area down here who think that this should never be allowed, or people in this area down here who think this should never be allowed. But unfortunately the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. This is Hopton Industrial Estate, and if we come from the bypass road, when it comes across the top of the hill, a roundabout could be put in here, and then you could come across the back of the Hopton Industrial Estate, down here, across the flat, intersecting between Hopton and the farm, which is a sprawling mess as you can see here anyway, so I can't see why there should be such a problem with a road coming down here. Come across the road, the laneway which goes up to Roundway, cut across that, cut across this field, straight all the way, avoiding this area of outstanding natural beauty, the woodland, and avoiding the lovely hill, which I'm sure nobody wants to see anything developed anywhere on the side of the hill, so we're going to avoid that. We're not going anywhere near the hill. Oh no, we shall leave the hill alone. What we will do is we will come from the Hopton estate, in between the farm, up across through the centre of these two farms here, then we will come just down the hill, slight downhill, and across by Roudfield, missing out this farm, missing out the village on the corner, missing out Roud completely, cutting across the countryside again. Look, lovely flat countryside, absolutely nothing wrong there, flat countryside, and it could miss out the Cane Hill locks, which are here, so it cuts across, goes to the west of the Cane Hill locks, which are there. Okay, so you've got Devizes now. We've bypassed the whole of Devizes. We've gone across on a small bridge here, across the canal, and then we've come back out onto the bypass dual carriageway. Well, it's not a bypass, it's the dual carriageway for Cane Hill. Put a roundabout there, and then suddenly you've bypassed the whole of Devizes. You've got one going to the east and one going to the west and southwest. I see no problem at all to have this is Devizes, this is Cane Hill, this road going up, going slightly uphill here, cutting across the field which is between the woodland and the police station fields, and cutting back up here, back onto the 361. Absolutely simple. I don't understand what is the problem with planners that this is so completely obscene and utterly off the table, never to be considered, must never ever be considered. Stubbornness on a monumental level, pretty much the same sort of stubbornness that says we must have buses driving around Wiltshire that are empty, you know, at all times of day and night. Empty buses must drive around Wiltshire spewing out diesel and, you know, doing no good for anybody, but must be paid for by the council, because it's much more important to have hourly buses which are empty than 3-hourly buses that might actually have a few people on them. So yeah, I'm interested by these thoughts, but no doubt we will have a slew of attackers now. But I still say, you know, which is worse, polluting the town of Devizes with slow moving traffic, or a bypass road which keeps traffic on the move and keeps the fumes away from the town centre? This is a bottleneck. The whole of Devizes is a bottleneck, especially at peak times. So most people would avoid it. And yeah, anyway, for your thought and consideration.